have something it's hard to explain. Remember that song we used to sing in the rain? My God, the ice cream we used to consume. Somehow we lost it all when we left that room. Maybe we should, maybe we should have seen that we were both betrayed. What if we could set fire to those vows we made and let them burn out? You and I could make it work now. If you and I just let them burn out. You and I could make it work now. And you and I could return back to that room last summer. I still have that old worn out sofa for two.
It's been a while since I've been running OBS, so taking my time to get things going.
Only a mile to go, somewhere I belong. I see it clearer now. We're out of time, so tell me you stay behind. Make sure I get to the end. I hope you can see in the dark. It only takes just a little spark to fill my head with the light.
We don't get too much. Looks like everything's smooth. Somewhat. Because if it's not smooth, we're going to have to start right over. All right, hold on here. We're in main overload or overreel. And see if we're choppy. If we're choppy, I'm going to have to restart. I changed my output to 1080 and we'll see what's going on here. It's really choppy. I have no problem doing a reboot. All right. Let's see what this looks like. We're on, but we are slow. Oh, that looks okay. The other stuff was a little bit, check it, do a little sound check here real quick. We'll get going. That's okay. We're gonna give it a shot. All right, let's go. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a rip. All right. Okay, so what is real and what is not real? That's kind of the problem that we're all facing right now. Us that are, we're all looking at all these images that have just recently been, been bombarded with when it comes to the Mavic 3, because I think anybody that's been around the drone world long enough, we really want to know, is this thing coming or not? And there's a lot of a lot of traction on right now with the SE, with the micro, the sub 250, but this one is the one I'm really interested in. I'm interested in the SE, the mini SE coming out, but this is all about the Mavic 3, because if you look at all these photographs that we've had we've been basically presented with, there's no continuity really, with exception to the drawings. The drawings tend to be the same. Most of the photographs just are all like all over the place, and that's where you think that like the bottom here, that just looks like Mavic 2 shots. Those are just Mavic 2 photos, and I don't see anything there with those shots. But the newest shot that it's come out just recently is the one on the upper left. So that's the picture right there that we are really kind of intrigued with, because it's so different and it looks so real. And this is the photograph here. Yeah, clean up your photos. Yeah, whatever. I got that. Okay. But this is the photo right here. This is the one that is really kind of intriguing. And what I see in this photograph is a real drone concept. Something that's unique, with the folding gimbal and the 1-inch sensor combination, and then a 360-degree optical field of view. That is amazing, because quite honestly, you can fly forward and record backward with this thing. And when this picture came up, I was immediately drawn to it. So, if you're into the Mavic 3, if you're in the Mavic 3 crowd and you see this photograph, you're immediately drawn to it. So there's a couple of really interesting things that I see in here. First of all is the gull wing. And there's a form and a function to everything. Hey, how you doing, AZ drone dude? Camera is detachable. That's he said. That's what he said. Until we actually get this sucker in our hands, maybe you've already, you've been privy. But wouldn't it be cool if it was a detachable camera? I think if you're gonna compete with the Evo 2, guys, I've flown all these drones. I've flown everything that pretty much you can fly in the same class. And I don't know if that camera is detachable or not. I would say it would be pretty. It would, obviously with the Evos, they connected up in here, up in the body. You took out a couple of screws and then it basically pulls out. Usually there's a DIN connector of some kind. But that's really cool. I mean, to me, I see something different here. And, you guys that are getting on the chat here, hopefully you're seeing the same thing. This photograph gets me excited, and that's why I decided to do a quick Monday stream. We've got if we go to if I go to that overlay of pictures, let me just go back really quick and go through these pictures. What we're looking for continuity. If you're going to try to dispel a rumor, like if you look at these two photographs right here, you see the center sensor. This one doesn't have one. The design is very similar though. If you look at the curve at the front and the curve here. So this is obviously a conceptual picture. Now this one right here, I would put in over here would be in the bullcrap category. I just don't, unless there's a zoom version, and of course they've got some numbers, To me, this looks like somebody took an Evo 2 camera and shoved it on through a DJI, overlay on there. Just took some, some. Now in this down below here, to me, I want to just remove these from the equation, because these are nothing unique. Now, if we go through, like I said, I just wanted to look through a couple of the pictures that we've been basically given. And this one here, the gimbal is retracted, but you see a lot of the same, the curved features. You get, the traditional Mavic 3 body style and that kind of thing. So it's really, we're missing that center sensor. Missing that one. That looks like a sonic sensor. Let's go back really quick and see if we can get the picture of that. Look at this one again. I think that looks like these look like optical flow sensors, and that looks like a sonic. Who knows? They're different. We know that because they're different looking. They're different colors. But this gimbal is really cool. You protect it, you get it out of the way of the props, you allow for very, very unique photographs without turning the drone. So one of the things that basically that comes to mind right away is this thing here. How do you control it separate from the drone as you're flying it? That's one question I have. If you're going to have a two-person operation, is that what this is going to be? Are you asking a photographer to have a multiple controller kind of thing? Is there some kind of adaptation to the new controller so you can like swivel the camera? Those are the questions that this particular picture gives me. So I'm just looking at it from the mindset of, okay, I've been there, done that. I've flown these drones before. What is this giving me? So that's what I think about when I think about this particular thing. So this photograph gives us, assuming this is the real deal, because it does look like an actual photograph. It gives away motor housing, prop, retractable prop alignments. It gives us, LED information. We can see that there's no, now you see these two right here, these two sensors, how they're slightly angled upward. The eyeballs are basically coming up right there. Now this one is going to put out, like the center one's going to put out a cone. If that's a sonic sensor, and these two upward facing ones are basically going to give you an angle. When we're flying, it's going to give us that same look that the Air 2S. So you guys that bought the Air 2S are going, oh my gosh, if this is what's coming, I'm gonna quick put my Air 2S in the I'm gonna put it up for sale on eBay. Because this thing's got my freaking got me excited. So but this, there's a lot of ways you can look at this. There will be a lot of people interpreting it in the next couple of days. So I would definitely give this one a huge high five, I feel like I got knocked out with that one. So, but this is definitely a knockout photograph. Just going back, let me just go back to the, to the overlay again, looking at these images once again. I think of when these types of, now this obviously this design here, if we go back to the rendering and the folding. Now the one photograph that I omitted from this this group of pictures is obviously the photograph that was put out that had the props upside down. And that just made no sense. It just didn't make any sense. I think that when DJI puts things out, they stay in their wheelhouse. This does not give away the photograph at all. I mean, the photograph was meant to come out when it came out, and give us the information it's meant to give us. We don't get surprised anymore when it comes to drone photographs. So I thought that would be very interesting to check out this morning. So if you were looking for something different to to get excited about when it came to DJI and drone technology, I think I think this photograph and this photograph here are probably the most realistic. This one obviously does not have the gull wing. And like I said, every time we get these new, like I said, we'll go back to the original concept here. Let's just like discount some of these things right away. I think we could all agree that this one is either a bullcrap model shot, or it could be another version of what's coming out. No landing gears, huh? So this one, like I said, I would discount. It really doesn't show us anything. It doesn't give us any, I mean, if you want to like dissect the numbers, I don't think that's very helpful. This is nothing. This is just same old, same old. Like I said, the front of this drone does not have anything. Okay. Let's look at looking at Julio said there's no landing gear. Trapper checking in. Hey Trapper, how you doing? I'm just going over this revelation of photographs. These photographs that, which is real, which one's the real one, which one's not. I think when you get into the drawings, that's something that we're used to seeing. I don't think when people fake stuff, they try to, of course, get you excited. Now, this, like I said, this is just Mavic 2. I mean, I've seen Mavic 2s enough. That looks like an Evo camera that's been doctored up. This looks like this is actually a rendering of a front. That if I was DJI, I would I would have put out this front if this was my intention, which was to get everybody excited. What do you think, Trapper? Which do you think is the real deal? You think this is the real photograph? You think this is an actual Mavic 3? I think it, to me, this is the reason, like I said, the reason why I keep getting excited about this picture is the unique design, the gull wing design. And I most of it's form and function with these guys, but sometimes they just do it for form. They go, hey, what would it look like if we were to render this from the front? And then they get their engineers out. So I want it to look different. We want people to think they have a totally different concept here. So we're going to put this radical camera down here on it, because no drone has this camera except for basically getting, the Phantoms. And that would make total sense that they would bring the Mavic concept together with, you think fake? I always, anything could be fake. There's the landing gear right there. And like you said, but this thing, if it does retract, there's plenty of space. That thing that is a really hard thing to fake. This contraption right here. So if you're somebody that's going to make a fake design, there's just too much stuff in here that is too hard to do. Bending the front, adding the third eye. Obviously, you can do anything you want with Photoshop. You can cut and paste stuff out, and you can blend it in, and there's really no way of ever determining whether something's totally real or not until it comes in. But there's just too much stuff on here that makes sense, and too many things that get So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not going to get on here and go, hey, August 20th, we've got the SE coming out. Now that makes sense. The SE concept makes total sense. I've flown, the Airs series. All three of the Air series. I've flown the Mavic series. I've flown the Phantom series. I've flown the Mini series. I've flown the Evos. The only one I didn't buy the old the original Autel, the big orange, the big orange bird. So, but I to me this totally makes sense. It's something that, and that's when you look for real and fake, you go, does it make sense? And this one does. It makes sense. Then the only thing that's going to validate this is another photograph. So, and I don't expect us to see another photograph until after the mini SE comes out. I really don't. So, hey, Ivan, how you doing? Hey, Omkar, thank you for popping in. Really appreciate it. Julio, hey, your opinion is valid, you know. And there's a lot of issues, like you're saying. Is the clearance, of this camera? We don't know because you have to look at it like an engineer. Now you see this angle right here. This right here would have to fold up into that angle. The other question would be, does this camera function when it's not retracted? Meaning that the gimbal, now there's the 2-axis, there's the front axis, and this right here is, the 3rd axis. So that's where we are. Ivan, what do you think? Real or fake? Hey, Fairview, think real or fake? Hey, Julio, let me moderate you. You haven't been on my stream. Appreciate it. This is not a normal time that I come in. Arizona Drone Dude already got you on there. And Arizona, he was saying, okay, I assume that you said the camera is detachable. Is the camera detachable? I would say for this contraption here, there is a lot of weight in there. That's another thing. How heavy is that? How heavy is this? And it has to be somewhat robust so the camera doesn't vibrate. There's so many issues in there. So you see dampeners. You see these right here? That looks like a kind of an elastic. I don't know if that would be something I'd want. If I'm gonna have a retractable camera, that you're gonna put something like that's gonna, with a couple of years in the sunlight, that it's gonna, break down and not work. You think it looks legit? Yeah, that's to me. There's too much. Like the shading is right, the uniqueness of the sensors, the front-facing sensors. You've got the unique angle. Now, if we took this angle here and we compared it side by side, maybe I should do that. Compare it side by side with the Air 2S E, or SE, Air 2S. Why am I say SE? The SE. I'm getting them all mixed up. Hey, Texas Arts Drone Guy, how you doing? We're looking at this picture with an intellectual eye, and I've got a lot of smart guys on here, and we're looking, well, is it real or fake? And if it is real, are you excited about it? I mean, that's to me the question. How am I sounding? Am I okay, guys? One of the things I decided to render this. Oh, good, my CPU usage is down. It settled in, so sweet. But yeah, because I'm rendering in 1080 today, and we'll see how that works out. So, hey, Fly Zone Drones, how you doing? Appreciate you popping in. What do you think, real or fake? Okay. I'm just going to tell you right now, I get suckered into every one of these photographs. I try to find a reality in every one of them. I try to find something real about it. And this one, all I can see is it intrigues me. Only reason I say it's fake is because it's very first time yeah, Ivan, hey, Ivan, you need to have an intellectual eye, and he does. Ivan he's a computer mind. He's very technical, and he doesn't believe everything he sees. Thank you. Don't be that person that every time something is released that you believe it, as it's the only possibility, because we don't know that. Where did you get the photo? Well, well, the photo was released by somebody. this is not coming for exactly. You know, that was a good question. This is actually a screenshot. I'm just going to be quite honest. It's a screenshot off another site, and that's what we do. I can't speak for the other person and where they got the screenshot. I don't know where they get their information from. So, you think, yeah, TechStarts drone? Why are you not moderated on my channel? Holy crap! You know that TechStarts drone guy? He is the now the proud owner of a go-go bird. So we congratulate him for being on. But yeah, he won the go-go bird. We have another one actually. We're going to be giving away. I have to get the details from Kai. So you think it's all photoshopped? Gosh, you could, if you have a lot of time and you know, Photoshop is a very powerful tool, but this right down here, this contraption down here, you have to think of that first. And usually the Photoshop people, they'd have to get this from somewhere. They'd have to get this angle from somewhere. It's all about angles, photo angles. And everything on this photo speaks the same in the correct angle. This is a unique, something that I could see DJI doing. The motor mounts, the props, everything checks boxes for me. This angle right here of these two sensors, these optical sensors, they're the right angle for flying or high-speed filming. So this picture is wonky. Things don't line up proportionally. Well, it's like I said, beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. So I'm not putting this picture out to like fool anybody. I'm putting it out because I found it. So Fly Zone thinks it's real. I'd like to think it's real because being in the drone market, I have been out of the drone market for so long. I mean, I literally have been. I'm just going to be honest with all the people out there. I've been selling gear. I've been just selling stuff. And because I'm ready to move into the new realm of quads. I want this to be real. So here, let me see if I can get my window capture up. Here, let me get my, so we can get our, let me just get the properties on here. Let me get my stream up here. Copy, get the chat in here. See if I can get the chat live. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. Let's see if we can get that chat to show up. I think I have it on there. It's supposed should window. Let's see. Where's the chat stream? Let's see if it works. I put it up. Maybe it will. There we go. There we go. There's our chat stream. Sweet. Guys, I love OBS. It's so liberating. You can just bring everything in. So, Marty boy. So that's really the basis of what I wanted to do this today, was to get excited. I want everybody to get excited because, guys, there quite honestly hasn't been anything. Hey, how you doing, Matt? There hasn't been a lot to be excited about. I mean, some people have been excited about the Fimmies and the, and the Hubsons. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. It's kind of like I've been wronged before, I'm sick of just being disappointed. And even though there, and I know that the mini SE that comes out, I am not going to be disappointed with. It's already just a killer concept. Okay, now what is this going to cost us? What is this contraption going to cost? So hopefully my chat stream there isn't bogging down my CPU, which it looks like it is. That's coming down. There we go. It's a little bit. Yeah, we're getting a little bit choppy, so let's take that off. But I'm working that out, guys. I don't have a supercomputer here. I'm not like Ivan, who basically lives in the realm of supercomputing. So It says, "Hey guys, I'm still so excited about my damn Mavic Mini and my Mini 2." Ivan, in just a little bit, you're going to have a Mini SE as well. I suggest if you already have the Mini, there's a market out there for the Mini 1. Just sell it. You know, put it out there. Get a couple bucks for it, and then go buy yourself an SE, because the SE is going to be better. The Mini 1 went through a few stages of firmware updates. The SE is going to have updated motors. It's going to have a updated control system. It's going to have all the same functions though as the Mini 1, but it'll be better. So if you already have the Mini 2, it's better. The Mini 2 is already a better. So don't sell your Mini 2 to buy an SE. Don't do that. Okay. It's at $3K with the Fly More. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you something. I don't care what it costs. I'm gonna buy it. That's how sick I am right now. The Mini 3 comes out, I wish. Well, the SE, I saw some people talking about, is the SE a Mini 3? And the answer is technically, yes, it is. The Mini 3 is the SE is a third generation of the Mini. So it is a Mini 3, technically. They don't call it the Mini 3, but it is. Fly Zone drones, $2,999 for Fly More combo. Oh boy. You know it's going to be expensive. And all of us that purchase it, when it first arrives, are going to be, you know, in that, hold on, I got to check some properties here. Hold on with something here. I just want to see, use custom frame rate, control audio. Okay. Refresh browser when scene becomes active. Yeah, I'm just checking I'm checking the chat stream here. Man, I think when I went to 1080, it just see it grind down. My CPU is at 72. Holy crap, just grinding away 80. Kai Friedrichsen always gives me crap. Lone Star, he gives me crap because my computers can't. Ooh, wow, that's Mavic 3. I think they're moving the Mavic name. Yeah, you know, I don't know what they're going to call this. You know, the Mavic 360. How about that? Or the DJI 360, the DJI 360 Pro. The reason why I'm throwing the 360 out at you guys is because of the camera. Okay, so here, let me I just want to check something really quick, guys. This is as much of a live stream. It's also a test for me sometimes with my gear. So I just want to see what it looks like as looks like, okay, it's like it's working. All right, I just want to make sure we're good. Sweet. Hey, 808 is on. Hey, how you doing? I just noticed you in there. So, big 808, 808 State from the big island. Matt Condiff in the house. Chris Hope is in the house. A lot of few people about Julio. We just moderated him. Ivan, of course. Ivan, I've been telling you, you have been the most consistent, the most dedicated, loyal follower I could ever hope for. So I really appreciate that. So let's see. You should open your PC's task manager and open the CPU performance tab and see what exactly is bogging down your CPU. I will. I didn't do that this last time. What I need to do is check when you run OBS. When you shut things down and open things up, what you tell OBS to do is when you take it off the screen, that it also, your CPU isn't grinding it. So I have to go through all of my menus. When I set this thing up, I put all kinds of bells and whistles in it. And, you know, like when you put up your chat stream and stuff like that. But when you take it down, I immediately gain CPU power. But so anyway, I'm running 1080 too. Which is a little bit grindy and you don't need to. StreamYard, I run 720, and I might just scale this back a little bit. I just like the quality if you can get it. So So guys, this is it. This is the image of the week. And we're going to ponder this. And it makes sense that it came out on a Monday. The one thing I don't understand, let's see, I hope they change the SD card to regular SD instead of a micro. That would be interesting. The only thing with 808, the weight doesn't matter on this thing. Because if you're going to fly this, you're going to fly it with a 107. Or obviously you're going to fly it registered because it's going to be heavy. But I mean, they really are, the other thing, it's got to have a 40-minute battery. If it's going to compete with the Evo 2, it's going to have the camera already kicks the Evo 2's ass right there. If this has the camera that I think it has, the Evo 2 is, cannot fly forwards and film backwards. This thing can fly forwards and film sideways. So it can fly in full speed and film sideways, like on a fast-moving car with a 3-axis gimbal. Now you're saying, well, I could just fly the drone sideways. Yeah, you could. So I think my mind is really moving with this image because it offers so much to make you should be excited as 40 minutes way too long. Hey, Ivan, I watched your video the other day. Beautiful. Sofia, Bulgaria is a beautiful town. It's not a town, it's a big city. But I loved it. I mean, you flew around finally. I didn't have to see the soccer field. You actually flew around. But I did notice that you did lose your you got a little choppy control signal when you got out there, over, I don't know, about 500,000 meters. So says this drone will be the king of the throne of all drones. There's no question. If this is what it really is going to be, it's the colors are right. There's a lot of things about it. It's not going to be light. But obviously, if they're going to get the flight times that they're going to get out of it, the battery technology is going to have to be, minimum, maybe 5S. Maybe this will be a 5S battery. Maybe they'll pop it up. Maybe it'll be high voltage. Who knows what they're going to do? Maybe it's a 6S. Maybe it will definitely be a success, but I don't know about a 6S. Whatever you're going to, let's say flying the drone sideways reduces the effect of any sensors that may be in play. Hey, BMAC is on to something right there. You got full sensory protection, flying forward. Now you can do all of those droney shots without running into stuff like hillsides. Guys, when I flew my Air 2 into the hillside doing a circular shot, this thing will not do that. It will keep its so it doesn't have to have the sensors like the sensors on the the Skydios. So DJI just said, you know what, we're just going to move the camera around. And their engineers said, they got their engineers together and said, hey, go down there and make me a 360-degree camera that retracts. And we want it on there. We want it to be cool because just the camera coming down is going to sell 1,000 of these things. When somebody flies it and goes, and the camera comes down, assuming it doesn't do it automatically, my guess is you're going to have control of the retraction so you can fly at high speed. So, hey, Lone Star, how you doing? I'm screwed. It must be his lunchtime. I thought I'd get here around noon so he could pop in around lunchtime. But this is the newest. What do you think, Lone Star? What do you think? What I want to do with hey Kai, what I'm going to do is I tried to connect with you on Skype. So what I do is if I go on OBS, I'm going to send you a notification through OBS if I use OBS. So then I can pull Kai in and then stick him. This is my goal down here, is to put Kai right here next to me, right there. There's me, and then there it is. There's my late night, and we gotta change that to day tripping and get rid of that one right there. You like that? There we go. So, alrighty. So there it is. There was a lot of really good suggestions here as to why this makes sense. And just by the fact that you can get full use of your forward sensors, that you can get that you can get full use of that and then be able to rotate your camera. It's just it's groundbreaking. It's not because it's something they were already doing with the Phantom, but it's a nice feature brought back in. People like, I am the guy that has the stork for his channel. He's literally going to, have relations with this drone somehow when it comes out. You can just tell he will literally make out with this thing because it will do all those things that he knows drone flyers want. I mean, especially photographers. I mean, if this is a photography platform, it's just, guys, I'm going to have so much fun this fall. So, all right. I think that design, the camera is going to be fragile in a crash, you're hoping that it doesn't crash because the camera should be retracted. My guess is that you're going to have full control over the retraction of this camera. Now, even retracted okay, first of all, don't crash the freaking drone. I'm so sick of people going, this is going to crash. Well, don't do stuff with it that makes it crash. Just be careful with it. Don't go beyond where you think you could crash. Stay out of the freaking hurricanes with this thing. And if you know you're going to crash, have a big wallet. If you think that you're going to crash, because you're going to fly, don't fly that day. To me, that would have been like a red flag, as to putting my drone up that day if I thought I was going to crash. And obviously, into a tree, I'm Crash Bandicoot here, so. And I'm not picking on anybody because I've crashed so many times. I'm no person to talk. So, yeah, the Mini 2. Now, Matt, Matt has the Air 2S. I have not pulled the trigger on the Air 2S. When I find the price of this thing, why even own an Air 2S if I'm going to own this contraption here? Because I will. I'm going to buy it. If this is what they're showing me to buy, I'm buying it. I'm just telling you. You don't even have to freaking, you don't have to get me here. Look at that. There. Hey, Lone Star, check that out right there. I got that. Let me just open up this frame here a little bit. So you can't do this with StreamYards. Can't do that. So that's Lone Star. So that's my shirt back there. I wanted to make sure you could see it. If the camera does protrude down like that, there better be a real. Well, yeah, Ivan. This camera is 360-degree capable. You're gonna be able to film 100 miles an hour forward, freaking with your camera back, reverse cowboy, or reverse cowgirl, whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is freaking groundbreaking crap. That's why this is the only picture they put out today. There's so much to talk about. If they release this in 2021, don't even bother with the Air 2S. Matt, the reason why I like the Air 2S is an advanced version of the Mini 2. But if the form factor of this thing, now we're going to look at portability. We'll see what this thing comes like. If I'm going to buy, for example, if I'm going to buy a combo pack with this thing, they better put it in a freaking, I'm going to spend 3 G's on this thing. They better put it in a freaking gold-plated case. Okay? The M3 would be much more than a prosumer. I expect to be 90% professional. Most hobbyists wouldn't be able to afford it. Oh, crap. If it goes above $3,000, that's that would be sad. For me, it would be. That's getting into the ridiculous category. My guess is that they're going to. You can't. The average real estate photographer that wants these, obviously this camera is for all kinds of things, but it's mostly for these sideways shots. And you're not going to be like, you're going to be able to shoot straight up. No. I mean, even the Paradanafi had the ability to shoot straight up. Like the Inspire. Yeah, it's just basically an Inspire, but Um, well, the ground, the ground level, the low cost of the Inspire was like $5,000, something like that. You will still buy it, Ben. I don't know. Uh, I in this form factor here. First of all, these guys got to be able to move these products, and I believe you say that there probably will be a crossover point with the prosumer slash pro version, but there's just so much usability here. I mean, there's so much ability to maneuver without putting your drone into the, into that that area where you're worried about it. So seems like the chat, our chat's been going good here. There we go. There we go. Like that. There we go. So I like it when the chat's up on the screen like this, because I'm looking at the picture, and then I can see your comments like really, even if I got it to the right. I got a big old monitor right here. But both they changed the entire design of the picture. There's an Inspire and a Mavic rolled into one. And then if they do make the camera detachable and make this thing prosumer, where you can add a thermal or infrared thermal camera, that would definitely be something that they would have to do with this, which they will. It has to be that flexible. There's just, if people just don't have money flying out of they do have money flying out of their pockets, but at that time is coming to an end. That's why you're getting to the $299 drone prices. So yeah, trust me. Yeah. DJI is a $1 billion corporation. They are not a million, a billion. They're not like Hubsan. They're not going to stick out a video where everybody's going to be surprised at the result, and crash their crowning achievement into the side of a freaking wall. I mean, that's just freaking nuts. I didn't even comment on that because it was so ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Hubsan is a freaking caricature of a drone company. And that's why I want to buy a low end, I want to buy a high end product. They're going to put one out there, but they can't even get it to hover. They can't get it to freaking hover. Now that's part of probably what they were trying to do. So with that video is show, hey, this thing will hover for 30 minutes and it doesn't, its optical flow is stable. But maybe they should invest in pilots. I told them I would go there and fly their next video there. I'll take care of that for them. And I'm not even the greatest pilot in the world. The M3, so the M3 will be geared more for mapping, aerial 3D modeling, not hobby. So it'll be a replacement for the P4V2 and Inspire. Expect a mechanical shutter with the obstacle avoidance, similar to Skydio 2. Don't talk us out. Don't talk this away from our pocketbooks, please. Don't. Okay. We drone operators. DJI is $1 trillion company. Would you agree? No, probably not $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. They're not in the same ballpark as Amazon. They'd have to sell everything at high volume and have their own airplanes and stuff. They don't. They don't have their own distribution system. They don't. They basically rely on the market. They're a $1 billion corporation though. There's definitely a B. There's very few T's, and Microsofts and the Apples of this world and the Amazons, that not even in the same ballpark, not even close. The Googles, they're not even, these guys. Google, these guys would have to bow to the Google gods. Will you please sell us our? Will you please put a special word in for us in the Google search? It will be a 5K bird. Oh my gosh, Lone Star, will you stop it? Are you guys trying to destroy my live stream today? Are you trying to make me feel bad because you just did that, throwing all these humongous numbers out there? Because there's no freaking way. They have to create interest. No, they don't. They don't have to create it. They can do what they want, quite honestly. But so now we're getting into, will any of us be able to afford this? Was the Mavic Air 2S it? Was that it? Was that all they're going to do for the consumer this year? 2S, 1-inch sensor, make them happy. SE for the shallow pockets. We'll, take $1,200 from this group. We'll take $300 from this group, and then we'll take $10,000 for the Mavic 3. They sold a lot of Mavic 2s, by the way. So I'd never buy a 5K. I couldn't. I couldn't. It's not that I could never afford it. It's I can't justify the cost. And it's not about it, obviously it's about affording. Guys, if you own a house or if you own a car, you've justified the cost. You know what I'm saying? If you own a car, you've justified from $60,000 all the way down to about $30,000 in justified cost because you think you need it. You will use it every day. You get to work, whatever. You buy a house, you're looking at $500,000 in justified cost. For some of you guys, you retirees there, you probably have an RV that's $500,000. You know what I'm saying? So you have to justify its use. And I couldn't justify a $5,000 drone. Not even, guys, YouTube is not a platform to make money of that kind. You can't. It's a fun platform. And if you can pick up a few dollars here and there, that's great. So, but hey, Sergio flies. Hey, good. I'm glad we're getting some new folks in here. Thank you. It's cool when we get Sergio. Are you brothers? You guys have the same exact logo, Sergio and Fly Zone. That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna moderate both you guys just for the heck of it. All right. Anyway, we've kind of beaten up this topic. Is there anything anybody else that wants to bring into this? Because we know for a fact that if I go back to this stuff, we go to this right here. There's just so much bullcrap here. This could be this. That could be the same drone. And all DJI decided not to do was they didn't throw the center sensor in because they wanted it to look like everything else. But the body shape, the way this drops back, the way this curves to the front, and with the exception of the gull wings, that is something that they wanted to release today. They want us to see the optical package. They want us to see a camera that swiveled 360 degrees, and they want us to see those gull wings. They want us to see that. And when the gull wings first came out back in the day, they were designed to basically raise the fuselage. If you guys remember the Corsair, okay, the Vought Corsair back in World War II had a massive 4-bladed propeller. I have no idea what the size was, okay? Humongous propeller and a massive radial engine. And they said, we want to put this engine on this aircraft. And I said, well, there's only one way we can do it. We gulled the wings, dropped the freaking landing gear down so it could retract. And that allowed for that massive prop. Okay. That's kind of the same concept. They're dropping, this can drop the landing gear. Okay. So it raises the camera higher. A lot of people are saying, hey, there's no clearance. Okay. There's no clearance, but in this one there is. There is clearance there. And this picture down here, if I go back to, just going to go back and look at some of the stuff in here. That's bull crap there. That's just somebody taking pictures of their freaking girlfriend's freaking 2. But if you look at this, obviously they don't have the clearance, the gull wings there. The front is the same. To me, this is just a mock-up of a Mavic 2 with maybe some body design, because that's just the same thing. So, but this right here is something different. It's neither horse nor unicorn. It's not even a unicorn because we've never seen this before. Okay, we've seen unicorn. It says Texark's Drone Guy. Yep. By the time this gets released, it will have my 107 already. And hopefully, yeah, guys, you know, I've been watching. Getting back to the 107, I've been watching a lot of like people talking about the 107. Don't get frustrated with it. Don't get intimidated by it. Is what I'm saying. It's not intimidating. Just go study it up. Somebody says, "Oh, it'll take me 4 to 6 months to study." Now it'll take you a couple weeks. Put the time in, watch the videos, go through whatever program you want to go through. I do suggest you go through a program. I'm not going to tell you what program, because even guys, Remote Pilot 101, I studied the crap out of that and watched the videos, and I still didn't get the score that they claim that you're going to get. And that's not because I didn't study. It's because the questions that were on the Remote Pilot test were not on the freaking one that I took. It was not the same test. There was a lot of things that were, but there were many that weren't. It was during that transition period, you know. So I suggest you go through some of the newer material, but it's not hard. You know, they're going to put enough questions in there for you to pass. So just save up your money between now and then. I don't want a $5,000 Mavic 3. I don't. Hopefully they'll give me a prosumer version, you know, just like they did with the, you know, with the Zoom and the Pro, and they have a couple of different levels. They have different camera setups that come with the different versions. I would say if I was DJI right now, I would show a picture of my middle level drone. Get everybody excited. And then I would also come out with a version that without a retractable, I don't know. I don't think I'd buy it unless it had a retractable camera. I think this is the key to the success right there. That is the key to it being different. Obviously, you can take whatever you want and put it on that, retractable system right there. That's a very interesting thing. So, not buying an MP3. Well, yeah, if the prices come out the way they think they're going to come out, I mean, that's crazy. So, all righty, guys, I think we need to call her a day. It is Monday. I'm going to go. I got some things to do. Actually, I'm going to be doing more of these types of streams during the summer. My wife actually is taking off with the ladies this weekend, so she's going to be gone for a week. So she'll give me all kinds of excitement. Maybe hopefully some fun, you know, drunk wife phone calls would be kind of nice. So hopefully she has a great time. And I'm going to be home with the no-fly zone. Hopefully we'll get some more information this week, and I can maybe spin this a different way. But the one video I did, what got me basically looking at this didn't tell me anything. It was just a hype. And I'm not hyping this thing. I want to understand it. So, all right, guys. See you, Matt. Appreciate you popping in. I really do. I know this is an easier time for a lot of us. Hey, Matt, my son is still at Angels Camp. He hasn't been released yet, so he's hoping he can stay for a while. So Matt Cundiff was a professional baseball player, I believe. My son is a pro right now too. He's with the Angels, and he's in the rookie league down in Arizona. So trying to make a team. So appreciate you popping in. Actually, I told you I moved my other son, my oldest son, who's a lawyer. I moved him from California already back to, he actually moved back home. So I told you, I spent, 2,000 miles moving him back from California. I saved him from California. So if anybody's from California, I just saved my son from there. Let's see. So remember, guys, let's remind you that tomorrow is the Tech Tuesday stream. Kai will be, I'll get on with him and find out what he wants to hit technologically. And we'll hit some tech on Tuesday. If you have not, we have a Discord server. I think let me see if the Discord, I'll make sure we get the Discord URL on the Nightbot. We'll get that on there. So I like this really relaxed stream. Isn't this nice? Wasn't this just kind of a nice chat? I like these kinds. So yeah, so appreciate you guys popping in. Thank you very much. Like I said, some great speculation. I think this is the best image that we've had come out to help us really understand where DJI might be going with this specific product. And I think it is real. I think that's a real photograph. I really do. I think it's real. I'd like to believe it's real. So, all righty. But Kai, we're gonna get you. I need to get you right here, right next to me here for my day trip. All right. So we'll get him here. I'll send him a Skype, and then we'll. I got to work the kinks out of that one, and I'll probably have to lower the down to maybe 720 if I'm going to bring him in from Skype right now because my CPU is really grinding. I need to stop using my steampunk computer. So, all right, hey, but really good. I think we had a really great discussion today. I really appreciate you guys popping in. It was definitely a learning experience. What is this thing? Is it the DJI's answer to the Mavic 3 and the end of the Phantom? I think it would do both. So, all right. Hey, no, Lone Star, I know you got to work today. I'm not going to bug you with that today. Maybe tonight, so, and thank you so much, David, for popping in, Matt for popping in, Ivan for popping in, Coast to Coast, Fly Zone Drones, Texas Drone Guy. Congratulations for winning the Go-Go Bird. Juan de Leon, it's Juan de Leon. All right, there. Let's see, we got who else we get in here? Fly Zone. I think I got Fly Zone in there. Let's me go back into here. When we go way to the very back end at the very beginning of the stream. Let's see, Julio. I think Julio joined us. Webco Local One. He popped in. Thank you so much. Some really good insight. Furview, thank you for popping in. Lee McCready, sorry, I didn't recognize you earlier. So I appreciate all you guys that follow both my channel, Dad Random, and right back there, Lone Star UAV, a really excellent partner. He's been very helpful, very gifting of his time. And so it's a really good experience. But like I said, I try to mix it up, and that's why I'm kind of back into using this platform again, just every once in a while. Who knows? Maybe I'll get good enough at it, and I'll spend a little more money on a computer, and we can just stay in OBS and we'll just function this way. I just like the flexibility. So, all right, later, guys. Thank you so much. And I am now. I'm out of here. All right. Bye.